Yeah, being paranoid is not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, let me just say that because and I'm speaking from personal experience because I'm paranoid. I'm a paranoid person. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people who say being paranoid, they say being paranoid is a bad thing, and they ain't never been paranoid. How you gonna say being paranoid is bad if you ain't never been paranoid before yourself? You know what I'm saying? And so actually, to me, being paranoid can save your life, and it can help you live a very long time. And before I get into that and explain why being paranoid is actually a good thing, in my opinion, I'm gonna kind of tell you a quick story. Um, one story, one of many stories that has made me, even more paranoid through over the years and things like that. And this one, of course, started when I was investigated and took to jail, and picked on by the feds. You know what I'm saying? They came. Check this out. They came. This is how I got paranoid. But they came a few years back, and they were saying I had a warrant, and so they took me to jail. Undercover feds. They took me all the way up to the county jail in a car. You know, and they was telling my mom those stories, things like, oh, he'll be back, things like that. I kept hearing that word, he'll be back, and I'm like, what that mean? I guess what I'm saying, if I wasn't gonna come back, they must gonna kill me or something. And I was thinking that, right? Now before I had already, okay, before like the feds came out and whatever and took over the city, I had already been almost like killed, like about 6, 7 times. I've been shot at a lot of times. I had been robbed, all kind of things, And then when they came out, it just made it worse. You know what I'm saying? But even after being through all what I've been through before the feds and the military came out, I was still a trustful person. Like I wasn't paranoid. I was still friendly. And then but when they came out, and after they took over the city and did what they did, it just wow, it really opened my eyes. And then when I became paranoid, it gave me a whole new side of life to look at, and a whole different way of life of looking at it. And so this is what happened. They took me to jail, right? I got sentenced. The judge said that I had to do like 1 month in jail, right? Now when the feds and their military came in there, they kept me in there for like 4 months, and then they would try and fight me. They would put doodle in my water, all kind of things in there. And at first I was just brushing it off, it's nothing, working out, trying to stay strong, and because I didn't know that everybody in the jail was military soldiers, was undercover military soldiers and federal police. I didn't know that. I thought they was all normal people. And then one day I was about to get into a fight with a couple of the undercovers in the jail, and then I realized, and then it hit me. Then I opened my eyes and realized that everybody in there, the whole jail cell in there, was all undercover military and federal police, and that was scary as hell. And it got to the point where I wasn't scared anymore because they had been picking on me so much and annoying me so much, and that it just that I wasn't scared no more. I just wanted to get the hell away from them. And I couldn't get away from them no matter what I did. And I just wanted, and that kind of ran me crazy a little bit because I just didn't want to be around them. I don't like, I just didn't want to, but they just would not go away. And so at that time, when I was in the same time I was in the going through hell with them, they was on the outside already positioning themselves in my family. They had already got my whole family, and I don't know, made deals with them or whatever they did. But when I got out of jail, right, uh, my mom's and one of her friends, her male friends, came and picked me up. They picked me up from the jail. I got home. Everything was good at first, and then as time goes, I noticed everybody in my family. Check this. Everybody in my family when I got out of jail had somebody that I never saw before and claiming that they been known. Everybody, whether they was young or old, nigga. My little cousins had friends who they were saying, "Oh, this my homeboy, this and that," and everybody was trying to introduce me. Every time I met one of my family members, They always had a nigga or a girl who I did not know and never seen before, and I only been gone for 4 months, who I ain't never seen before, and they trying to introduce me to them. And so that was the first flag, red flag for me. I started being aware. I was like, but I knew what time it was because when when I was in jail, right, like real feds, and real undercover military soldiers, they used to come in there and shake us down, and script search and everything, and then they would take me in this room and question me, and they wanted me to work for them. They was asking me things like, what I tell on my mama, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, what I tell on my mama? Come on, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, my mama don't even do nothing. You talking about what I tell on my mama? What kind of sick question is this? And they asking me questions about boys in the hood. Do I know these people and stuff like that? Asking me names and stuff. I knew them, but you know what I'm saying? I was telling them, nah, man, nah. So they got mad as hell. And when they let me out, they told me, they was like, we're gonna be watching you. They was like, yeah, they were telling me things like, they told me we we're gonna be watching you. And in my mind, I was like, no, I don't care. You can watch me all you want, but I ain't know what kind of watch they were talking about. When they said watch, they mean watch. You know what I'm saying? And then they were telling me things that they told me that they had my whole family telling on me. You know what I'm saying? They told me that they had the whole neighborhood snitching. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I ain't doing nothing for y'all, for nobody to tell on. So it didn't make me. But little did I know that when they say they're gonna be watching you, they don't just mean for 2, 3, 4 weeks. They mean for 20, 30 years, maybe until you die. You know what I'm saying? Every day is the same thing, and that get annoying, and that makes you real paranoid. You know what I'm saying? As a person, every day you come out your house, they right there. Somebody walking past your house, riding past your house, or on a bike, or just on, and it just annoyed the hell out of you. Every time you go in the store, you got somebody breathing on the back of your neck, seeing how much money you spend, how much change you getting back, and seeing and violating your privacy, seeing what kind of, if you got a credit card, seeing what's your passcode. You press, what numbers you press, what passcodes you press to your credit card. They just won't go away, and they just straight up nosy and all in your business every time, 24 hours a day. And so that made me, a little paranoid. But then, when I seen every one of my family members, whether it's a boy or girl, they always had somebody that was like, oh, this my home girl, this my homeboy, such and such. We know each other from way back, and this and that. Or they might say, just my dog, or just my homie. You know what I'm saying? And he'll try to introduce himself to me. In the back of my mind, I remember what they said. We're gonna be watching you. The day I walked out that jail, that's what they told me. We're gonna be watching you. And it made sense. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just shut up. I shut up now before I started, because at that time I was scared to say the Fed's name. I really was. I was scared because let me tell you, in the beginning, dog, could you picture me hard down crying like a girl? They had me crying like a girl. I was so scared of them. Seriously, I was so scared of them. I was so scared of them. I seen this army man and they Feds man destroy people, straight up kill them, rape them, kill them, ain't nothing. I'm talking about, I done seen them take kids from their family and having sex with them, making them have sex with crackhead dudes, nigga, in crack houses. And they family scared straight, can't even call the police because it's the police who doing it, nigga. I'm talking about for real. I seen it here in South Florida. It scared me, dog. I couldn't say nothing, but and then and so one day, I'm skipping through it because it's already like almost 10 minutes, if not 10 minutes, So skip past some of that story and to the next story. This lady come knocking at our door, right? I already knew the feds died, and then you started hearing the news. The feds made an arrest, and they arrested 50, 60 people, took them all to jail, and things like that. They was cleaning up the streets. See, the reason why they was getting all these people off the streets because they wanted to turn the whole city, the whole county into a prison, basically. You can go and come whenever you please, but it's still a prison. You're free, but you're in prison because they watching you. There's thousands of them everywhere, all throughout the whole city, and they control who goes and who comes. And they watch you. Just the fact that they watching you is enough to make you feel in prison because no matter what you do, where you go here in South Florida, they will be watching you. You know what I'm saying? And I come from a poor family. I was born and raised my whole life right here in South Florida. You know, been all through Miami. Most of my life I lived in Broward. I only been to Palm Beach a few times, but you know what I'm saying. I'm a South Florida boy, born and raised my whole life. I ain't never don't know nothing more than this. But anyway, back to the story. So this lady came. she was knocking at the door, and she said, she knocked at the door. She was like, excuse me. When I answered the door, she said, can I use your phone? Can I use your phone? I'm like, I ain't got no phone. And at that time, at that time, the feds wasn't aware of me, aware of them. So, so what they was doing is taking stuff away from me and didn't think that I knew that they was doing it. And so at that time, I couldn't have a phone. So I was like, I ain't got no phone. You know what I'm saying? She was like, he hit me and things like that. And I was like, him. And who is that? I guess what happened was it was her boyfriend. And he must have like told her some things to get in her panties or whatever and to win her heart. And when she let him in and trusted him, she found out maybe that he was with the military and that he had a purpose to be there. Maybe she found out that he was undercover federal police and his mission, their missions was to kill. And so she was telling me how he was beating on her and all kind of things at my front door. I was like, well, I don't know, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no phone, but you can call the police. And in the meanwhile, he's standing right there looking right at us, and he's saying stuff to her like, yeah, B, I really don't want to cuss because I got this cross on my neck, so I'm trying my hardest not to cuss, but he was like calling all kind of D's and H's, like, yeah, hold, come call whoever you want to call. I ain't going nowhere. I'm like, dang, buddy, and he wasn't scared. He was waiting, so I knew in the back of my mind, okay, yeah, they all together. And I remember what they told me anyway, but at that time they wasn't. I didn't. Well, I knew that they must have had already made a deal with my family because how my family was acting and all these new people. Every single person I met in my family had somebody I didn't never even seen before who they were trying to introduce me to. So I already knew that the feds had made a deal with my family and whatever they said to them, But at that time they wasn't killing my family then. They was just cool with them then, But they was killing this lady and her family. And so I ain't paying no mind because at that time I had the mentality where if something happened to you, I don't care that that's you. That's your fault. Like I used to turn on the news and see things happen to people all the time. And I used to be like, well, that's your problem. It ain't mine. But then again, after going through what I went through with these undercover feds and the military soldiers, it made me care. But so anyway, long story short, I told her I ain't had no phone and everything. So the man, she went down the street with the man. That was the last time I ever seen that lady. Um, and so then they started putting people in my family heavy, heavy. Like all my cousins, all my male cousins had girls and homeboys. And the homies and the girls would be undercovers, but the girls would be victim undercover. They had no choice. They family, basically was already killed in there, so they was scared straight for their life. They was just there just to cause what you call it, distraction. They was doing their part to cause distraction for their own life and things like that. But the boys, they was hood and gangster, and they was they volunteered. A lot of them volunteered to be in it. You know what I'm saying? And they was all over my family, all in the house. Listening to things I talk about my family, just in there like a lawyer in trial with a client. They ain't never go nowhere when I tried to conversate with my family one on one. They was always there, so I knew who they was. I just didn't let them know at the time, and so things got worse. And you know, that's what kind of made me paranoid. And after going through it with them, and but for instance, okay, before I tell you exactly why, let me just tell this the piece of the story. At that same house where the lady came and asked me for help, is where the feds had one of the street units try to kill me one time in my family. We out there. This is how they'll do it. So you got to be careful now. If you're a paranoid person and you might be, and you're here in South Florida and you suspect things can be happening, this is how they can get you. They have someone pull you outside to have a conversation with you, no matter what the conversation about, and then they send that drive by through. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. We have like they had these niggas in my family to pretend like they was my cousins and friends and stuff, and they'll tell all these war stories about things that they did, girls they had sex with, and all the cars and money they got, and things like that. Why you ain't got nothing and your stuff starting to get broke and stuff. And so we outside talking, and then dude just roll up and just start shooting, boom, boom, boom. And I dropped down behind the car. My heart was beating so bad, and I seen him get out the car. He like, "Don't run now, nigga. Don't run now, nigga." He was like, and in my mind, I'm like, "Don't run, nigga, you crazy." So I had hit the corner side of my house and started running. And my mom was out there getting some clothes from her car, and then I don't know, she had dropped when the bullet started flying. My cousin had her baby in her hand. Everybody just went to run, and as soon as the car hit the corner, BSO, Broad Church Police came up and was asking us like, what's going on and everything. It ain't even been 2 minutes, and they saying the guy got away, and I just seen the car driving behind him, so I knew that they helped him get away. You know what I'm saying? And that was probably STO, a standard training operation, that they would just, wanted to use us to shoot us up, to scare us up, or maybe it was a message to my family, to, why they should keep their mouth shut. But I was already on to them, and so that's spooky. But anyway, after going through years and and hours and hours of dealing with undercover federal police and military soldiers, time after time, day, night, day, so it made me paranoid. And with that, the reason why I say being paranoid is not a bad thing, because when you trust people like them, you can wind up dead. You when you trust people like them, you can wind up dead. And and let me say this: being paranoid only means that you love your life. It means that you care. You care about things around you. You care about things that's happening to you or to someone you know or around you or with you. That's all being paranoid do. You know what I'm saying? If you was a normal person, let's say for instance, you got like it's you on the stage. It's 100 people on that stage. You might be a rapper or a singer or something, right? So your life revolves on fans. So you don't see the threat because you're not paranoid. You're normal. You're just thinking, oh, they're my fans, whatever. But 50 of your fans, the people in them fans posing as fans, want to kill you dead, want to see you dead. And so you go out there hugging and and clapping them up and everything, but all the while they want to kill you. Being paranoid will help you see those people. If you learn to use your powers right. First of all, you got to have the most important thing of all. If you have this, you is one. You can be one of the best persons, one of the greatest person to ever walk this earth. And anybody will tell you, you have to have understanding about anything. If you understand why you're paranoid, that is so important. If you understand who made you paranoid, that is so important. So don't ever be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever think being paranoid is bad. And the way you can figure it out, okay, for instance, if you meet someone in person, you know what I'm saying? If you meet me in person, you're supposed to be thinking, um, not really wanting to trust me, because I'm gonna be thinking that way about you. That's just how I am. I'm gonna be thinking, I wonder if the Fed said something to you, or if the Army said something to you and made you work for them. That's what being paranoid is all about. It just means you're aware. Things that people normally sleep on, you will pay close attention to because you're paranoid. The things that uh, normal people would ignore until they wind up dead or whatever that may happen to them, you would see that, and you would stray for that. But look, I'm finna end this video because I hear somebody in my driveway, and I'm gonna have to remake this video over. But I'm gonna still post this one because I have my little story, my little lifestyle story in it. And so I'm gonna post this one to YouTube and share it on Facebook and things like that. And you can like it and comment or whatever you may think. But I'm gonna redo the the thing thing about being paranoid. It's actually a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It just raises your awareness. That's all it does. It makes you pay more attention, makes you focus more, and it only means that you love your life and you care for your life. You know what I'm saying? When other people thinking you crazy because they can't see what you can't see, because they're not paranoid, because they're normal and they never been through anything. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, all the polices and the military soldiers and everybody, they know and they feel your pain and they know you're not crazy and they know you're telling the truth because they live the same life that would made you paranoid. They paranoid too. They live that life. They fought that life. You see what I'm saying? And so they understand why you paranoid, what makes you paranoid. They understand certain things, but they just not gonna show you because it's them who doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so, well, most of the time, I'm not saying that they could be doing it to you because something different might have happened in your life that made you think like that. But don't regret it because it's okay. You will live a long time if you never forget that you're paranoid and you love and you learn to love being paranoid. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna be more cautious. You're gonna think about things. Every boy, every girl you meet, you're gonna be more careful. That's all being paranoid means. Is that you just your level of security is high. You're so aware. You're like, hold up, what you trying to do to me, or something just don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just gonna run and jump into it. You you're more careful now. You know what I'm saying? You're watching your steps more careful, and for that you'll be a better person, and you'll see people more, and you'll be able to see police, anybody, any undercover federal police, any undercover military soldiers. If you just can stay paranoid and treat everybody like they're a suspect, even when they're not. I don't care. That don't mean that kill yourself or go out and hurt somebody or things like that. It just means to be careful and treat everybody like they can be an undercover police when they not. That doesn't mean, like, if you come and see me, you could ride past me, might see me in South Florida kicking it with some of my cousins and they friends, but that don't mean in my mind that I don't know that they feds and everything. It just means that they won't leave me the hell alone. They just won't leave me alone. They just won't go away. And no matter how hard I try to get away from them, they keep it to where I have no choice but to talk to them because they're always everywhere I go. And so I relax, I kick it, I smile, I enjoy myself. You would never know if you ride past me here in South Florida and see me standing outside talking with a bunch of groups. You'll swear I'm with them dudes, but I'm not with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking with them and chilling with them, but on my mind, I'm thinking they trying to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Because they are. Otherwise, the feds and their little army wouldn't spend so many hours watching me. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about. And that's what being paranoid can help you see. If I wasn't paranoid, I'd be shaking hands and hugging the same people who want to hurt me and kill me. And guess what's going to happen? If I wasn't paranoid, they will kill me. They can still kill me now, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example of how and why, being paranoid is not a bad thing. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I ain't cut this video off yet because I see they didn't come in the house yet, whoever, because I got my family and stuff here, so they got keys to the house. But when if they come in, I'm just gonna end the video. But yeah, and things like that, and that's something to think about. So don't ever think that being paranoid is a bad thing. But I'm sorry for this video. I got sidetracked when I started hearing people in the front yard, and I didn't check the window yet. So the next video is gonna be better. I'm just gonna put this on Facebook and YouTube still just to see, just to put it out there. But the next one will be better. But I just want to say, if you're paranoid and you're watching, you ain't gotta don't ever, you know, feel like you're alone because I'm paranoid too, dog. It just means that you love yourself. You care about things around you, and you can see what normal people cannot see. So when normal people start treating you bad because you're paranoid, then do this. Stay away from them. Do you? If you have nobody to talk to YouTube. Post your videos and put them on YouTube because somebody will hear you. Talk to social media. You ain't always got to be friends with your locals. When they start picking on you and clowning you, leave them alone because sit back and watch, and you will see what what being not what not being paranoid can do to people who normal walk around thinking everything gonna be okay. That happy life, everything's just all good, and everybody always crazy who always try to tell them something important. You know, and the only reason why it seems like that is because they've been brainwashed and mind controlled by the most powerful, important tool of them all. It's almost powerful as understanding. And I'm gonna share that with you in this video. It's called entertainment. The more entertainment people get, it makes it hard for us paranoid people like us, to try to teach people and share with them what's going on, because they're not gonna want to hear that. It's 100 million videos on YouTube about people fighting, lighting themselves on fire, all kind of fun stuff. And then when they hear people like me or you talking about you paranoid and things like that, they're not gonna want to sit and listen to this boring, video. They're gonna be like, they're gonna skip right past this video. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna want to pay this video no attention because they got other fun stuff on their mind that they want to look at. Girls shaking their booty, boys shaking their booty, all kind of little senseless entertainment that they like. The reason why us paranoid people may seem like we crazy to them so-called normal people, when all they doing is spend most of their time watching people shake their booty and lighting themselves on fire. It ain't no education in that. What, you You want to learn how to set yourself on fire. What kind of education is that? You know. All the while, the undercover federal police and some of their military soldiers is loving the hell out of them for being so dumb and being so blind. And they be the ones that you hear about on the news. Oh, this person got found up dead, found dead and raped and murdered and all that. You hear about them. Every once in a while, you hear about us paranoid people getting killed too, but it's very rare. We so aware of our surroundings. We so alert to the point where a person will literally just have to drive up and kill us right there, boom, just get it over with. Because trying to be our friend and kill us can be such a hassle. We can see things that normal people can't. So just take that in mind. And until I do the next video, I gotta do some more thinking because that noise outside my house just really threw my whole thinking away like 10 minutes ago when I heard it. So I was still talking, but I was trying to tell you my story until it stopped, but it didn't. And so I'm sorry for that, and I apologize. But I still just want to post this video, but it'll be another one. You know what I'm saying? It'll be another one. Hopefully I can do them shorter than this. But I am Ketron, and until the next video, and this is my video of, being paranoid isn't a bad thing. And, all right, though, y'all. I'm about to get out of here and see who outside my house.